Oh God. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the NFT Morning Show. Oh boy, it's the week of NFT NYC. My voice is in the gutter, but I'm happy to be here with all of you. This is going to be an absolute jam. It's Friday, last show of the week. We run this show, if it's your first time listening, I don't normally sound like this. We run this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Oh, the space got rugged. Gotta love when the space gets rugged. So I'm going to start it, Clemente, because I think the hotel Wi-Fi or something might not be working. So I'm just going to run it right now. So the YouTube audience is still rocking with us.
You want me to just take over, Pio? It's all good, man. Like, just take the day off. I got it from here, man.
So I got the new show started, ladies and gentlemen, on the YouTube show or on the Twitter side. So I'm just going to let everybody know rugged, but we're back. Here we go.
Dude, your voice is completely wrecked. My God.
You know, but we'll be good to go. All righty, here we go. Very nice. All right, no problem. We're back. Anyway, we run the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Eastern time, each and every week, where we discuss all things crypto, NFTs, entertainment, gaming, and just about everything in between, finance, investing, all that stuff. I'm your host, Pio, here with the crew. I thought it would be a skeleton crew, but it looks like we got basically everybody. Kicks in Spencer not with us right now, but we got day trader extraordinaire it's Bodega, the founder of Bodogos, soon to be the #1 collection on a blockchain near you. We got Signal, the coder turned content creator, crushing the artist spotlight vertical.
Literally, you're dying right now.
It literally gets worse with every word. Like it's like each word is just deteriorating.
Nick, how you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing all right. Like you got to rely on my format of intro, which is we got speakers and we're grateful for that. And then you just move on to the next sequence. So it reduces the amount of words that you need to utilize, and you can save that voice. It's weird because I thought I was the one that was yelling yesterday, like standing on that table when I was having people yell out random numbers so we could gift them the art that we had. But I guess you may have been speaking a lot more. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is.
We know this happens.
You had a decent. We were chatting last night, and you didn't sound like this.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's something that settles in with my voice overnight.
You should see a doctor about that. Remember last time? Did you end up seeing the doctor about that? I want to talk NFTs, but did you?
I did. Remember, I went to the doctor and he like asked me what I do and stuff, and I told him, and he like got wicked excited about like crypto and everything, and he was like asking me if Coinbase was okay. It was like around the FTX debacle. He was like a very funny little guy that was like, oh, like, you know, he really likes crypto.
Did he tell you anything about your voice though?
Yeah, I'm good to go. I'm good to go.
Okay, that was the assessment. Pio is good to go. Well, I'm doing pretty well. I'm decently rested.
Did you enjoy this week, this NFT NYC week and our event and everything?
Well, I've only gone to 2 events. Well, we had lunch also, but so there's been 3 activities pertaining to NFT NYC that I've participated in so far. So I've been kind of chill with this. There were some people, I heard some people saying that they went to the conference itself and there was like nobody there.
That's not new though for NFT NYC.
Last year when we were walking around, there were people there. Like when we went to the event, when we were speaking at it, primarily when we were speaking was when everyone showed up to the conference. They were like, wow, here they are again. Just some of the best Twitter Spaces hosts. And I want to hear what's on their mind. You know, what are they going to say today? What are they going to talk about? We got sort of, I hope that person's not in the audience. Maybe I shouldn't say it. I just remember the last panel we were at, like the person was pitching us on buying a bunch of stuff on their platform rather than us having a conversation. So that's what I recall from that experience. Signal, what's your experience been so far?
It's been a really good week. Honestly, it's been really good. I went to the Moonbirds People show yesterday, and like honestly, that team really do put on the best events. It was in Bushwick, which I've been told is like where
you went to
artists,
that?
yeah, like is where the artists hang out. It's like the I don't know, like just like it's that part of the city where the cool stuff happens. And it was in this like almost like this small warehouse, and then they like projected moonbirds everywhere, and then Beeple was there and he was doing a live every day, and then they did a raffle and 10 people won the everyday, which I thought was pretty cool. And it was just an intimate vibe, and yeah, really, really cool. Well done to that team. They really like changed it up this year, and I think also for the better. NFT NYC overall, I prefer it this year. Last year I was like running around like a headless chicken trying to go to every event. This year I've been more selective and I've enjoyed it more. New York weather has been a vibe, just like summer on steroids in April.
It's been crazy. Yeah.
It's been crazy beautiful. Like my feet panicked. My feet were like, my feet have not been seen in public since 2022. You come to New York and it's like, bam, summer in April. But yeah, it's been a vibe. I'm ready to go home, but it's been excellent.
Man, I didn't get an invite to that Beeple thing. I missed out on whatever that situation was. I know Clemente and Youth Signal were both there. And don't worry, I mean, it's all good that you guys had fun and I didn't. But I mean, that's that's totally cool. Clemente, I feel like didn't really deserve to be there because before he was leaving, before he went there, he said, what were the words? How did you describe the
trenches?
The trenches. Pio, just take the day off, man.
The trenches. I mean, hearing people that aren't from New York describe neighborhoods, it's pretty fascinating. I had this same experience when I lived in LA. It's just very interesting to see how people from outside of a place perceive locations. But Clemente, what was your Bushwick experience like? I'm hanging on it. I'm fascinated to understand what it was like.
It was a good time. They had great tequila in Bushwick.
What?
Bushwick, known for its fine tequila,
that are all equally accessible anywhere else in New York City.
Only Bushwick in Oaxaca, Mexico, can you get the finest mezcal and tequila. Okay, moving on from the bottled tequila that you had at a fucking venue.
What did you think of the area? Like, did you go to any? Did you go into any establishments outside of the event venue, or it was really just commute, get off the subway? Did you take the subway to get there? Like what?
Signal picked me up because my phone was out of battery.
Okay.
We got there and I went straight in there. Signal was like hanging out outside, taking pictures of the venue. I'm like, hell inside. Let's get the hell inside. And no, we had the event. Once the event ended, in the Uber and got the hell out of there.
All right, so you didn't experience Bushwick at all. All you experienced was the commute to Bushwick, which, yes, it is on the outskirts. Even when Pio and I, if we ride our bike, there was like a restaurant. You said it was closing down, right?
It closed, man. It's like I don't even really want to talk about it. It's kind of a sensitive subject because it was one of the best restaurants in New York, and they just decided, nah, we're gonna close it. It was called Faro, Faro. It had a Michelin star, but I guess let's just close it down.
Well, maybe they're rotating to like create the next version of it. You always got to innovate when you have Michelin stars.
That's what they do. Yeah, they close it so that it doesn't lose its mystique.
Well, it was a great place, and we would bike over there, and it was a decent distance to get there. I recall, like Williamsburg feels closer.
Way closer. It's not even close. Oh
yeah.
12 minutes to Williamsburg from here, 25 to Bushwick. If you live in Williamsburg, Bushwick's close. But so Clemente, did you win a Beeple?
I didn't win a single thing. They were like showing the winners and their PFPs, and right. So they were showing the proof pass winner and a Moonbird. Not a single oddity won. So I think it was like they kind of rigged it because it would be bad press to show a Beeple. It'd be bad for the brand. So I didn't win a single thing.
Your Wi-Fi is chugging along there, but trying to keep up. I can tell because it cuts out periodically. But I got the gist. An oddity did not win, and that was because the whole system was rigged, just like the entire proof ecosystem. It's a complete and total scam, and that's ridiculous that you would call it that. That's like just aggressive, Clemente. I can't believe you would say that. That's offensive. Kevin Rose needs to hear about this one. So I want to apologize on behalf of Clemente for saying something like that. That's just ridiculous. Should we get into the weather report?
Let's get into it. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. We got the weather report today, Friday of NFT NYC week. Signals, it's all you.
Friday the 14th. What is the Or it's Friday the 13th. Freddy
13th.
Krueger. All right.
Mhm.
It's Friday. It's the end of the week. If you know the dance and the meme, you know it's Friday. Anyway, guys, total market volume coming in at 55 million, Blur at 37 million, OpenSea just above those double digits at 12 million. On to leaders, not a huge amount of change, but we are seeing some numbers keep going down. Apes are now down at 54, Mutants holding 12.3, Punks at 55.9, Azuki slightly down from 15 at 14.6, D-Gods, Captainz, Pudgies, and Moonbirds pretty much unchanged. Over the past 24 hours, well, 10KTF have confirmed that Gucci material will turn into grailed physicals made by Wagmi-san and Gucci. This is not going to be a sale to holders. It's actually a reward. Very refreshing to see. And they also confirmed that G tags will become PFPs later on. So they're going to open up the recycling store one more time next week and allow holders to recycle those Genesis items for the G tags. Floor on the Gucci material right now is at 0.45 and the Genesis collection is at 0.85. If you want to win a punk, well, V-Friends have announced Burn Island 5. This is going to be an opportunity for anyone with a cynical cat to burn that token. And in return, they have to make some kind of short form video responding to cynical cat's statement that humans will never overcome their fears and negativity. If you do it and you make the best content, you get to win a punk. The floor on cynical cat to burn is 0.17 and the floor on punks is $113,000. That's a pretty good ROI if you manage to win that. Over on to what's happening in the Bored Ape system. Well, yesterday we heard that Franklin announced that he'll be selling off a lot of his apes to pay off Ben Dow loans after he was rugged for almost 2,000 ETH, just crying at those amounts. He claimed that someone used the money as a casino gambling Ponzi and flushed it down the drain. So we'll see what happens there. He'll probably come back and give more details. And then lastly, Memeland have confirmed they set up those 69 Ethereum validators, committing 2.2 K in ETH. The team announced they're actually going to set up more validators in the new future. And Captainz obviously holding extremely well at 7 ETH. On to crypto. It was a beautiful day yesterday in crypto. Got BTC just like about to touch 31K. We got ETH up at 2.1, Solana at 25, Ape at 4.6. I mean, what can I say? The weather report is sunny today. Back to you, folks.
Dude, that Solana price action hit that target. I don't know. Are we going for 30 here? Is that like the what we're angling?
I like the. That's what I had said. I think we could see 31. I think we could see 31.
All right, so 30 it is.
An extra $1.
Yeah, I'll sell it at. Well, I'm not going to tell anybody because the entire market is listening. You know.
Straight up. Well, look.
Actually, do you want me to do the newsletter?
No, I was about to do it. I just didn't want to.
I don't know if the audience wants to hear that though.
Ben, that's
the situation that I think we're dealing with today. Look, it's an emergency. We have a serious emergency with Pio's voice, and we're going to resolve it. Look, if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, even if you are subscribed to the newsletter, there is a chance you didn't get the newsletter this week due to a couple of errors, but those are all going to be fully reconciled. We solved one of them, and that was solved this morning. But sign up at thenifty.com, THENIFTY.com, and get also free NFTs. Do we have another free NFT today?
Not today. Day off today.
Oh, shit. You just made everyone leave the room. Maybe we drop one surprisingly. You never know. 10KTF confirms that G tags will be the key to their upcoming 10KTF PFP and to use them wisely throughout season 2. What's the floor price action on that looking like? Oh, you already said that.
Yeah, it's at 0.85 on Genesis collections for to burn to get the G tag.
That's pretty low for the 10KTF's PFP. I feel like that's almost like concerning. Solana's crypto native cell phone saga will be available May 8th at a price tag of $1,000. I don't even know what that means. Crypto native cell phone saga? What? Saga, the flagship security. Okay, Saga is the name of the phone. My apologies. I thought it was like they were doing a narrative about it. Sorry, that was confusing. They went with an interesting brand name there. Hug a social marketplace that connects creators and artists with current and prospective collectors, announced the closing of $5 million seed. Is this Randy Zuckerberg's thing? She shot me a DM. I meant to reply. Congrats to Randy.
Nick doesn't reply to Mark Zuckerberg's sister's DMs. He's like, yeah, I'll get back to you.
Look, I respond, like, I had sent her a message about Oprah. I think she went on Oprah or had Oprah on her show. I don't know. Then she sent me a message. Whatever, dude. It's not one-sided flakiness. All right, let me just say that. You know, there's flakiness that it goes around. Okay, the flakiness is evenly distributed. After getting rug pulled for nearly 2,000 ETH. Wait, we just discussed that also. All right. Well, the newsletter covered the weather report. And we're getting super efficient. So
Synergy.
Synergy. That is a word that we like to use in our business operations. When we get together and have brainstorms, those are some of the words that pop up. Synergistic, strategic alignment is something that we usually talk about in our meetings. We have a meeting called the Synergistic Strategic Alignment meeting every Thursday at 2 p.m. just to make sure that everyone is feeling aligned properly. And that there's a follow-on ending to the meeting where we talk about the chakras being aligned and whether or not that is properly placed. And we sit during it. We play a little bit of meditative music. That's one of the perks of working at our company, if you're wondering. So
I'll make sure you're properly aligned, Nick.
Oh, Kick showed up. He showed up. He's not on YouTube, but he's on the phone. Welcome to the show, Kicks.
Yeah, what's up, tough guy? How you doing?
Pretty good. What are you going to do? How are you going to make sure I'm aligned?
Well, I've been doing a lot of research and studying the 3-month charts on crypto and equity. So I feel like I can help you align your trading chakras.
Well, what's your conclusion that you're having as a result of that?
I don't know, man. Pull up the 3-month chart on TradingView. It's absolutely phenomenal. I can't believe I haven't used it before. It looks pretty good.
3-month on ETH or what?
Yeah, do it on ETH. You can also do it on the S&P and the NASDAQ, and they just bounce right off the trend line, just like butter.
If you take the 10-year chart, you'll just see a straight line.
I'm telling you, dude, I think a lot of people, they say trade the daily, trade the weekly. I think it's because they've been keeping the true alpha from us, which is trade the 3-monthly.
Okay.
Bollinger Bands.
I will say it is better to that's getting you Kicks is gradually getting closer and closer to just buying and holding. Like that's what we're seeing the progression of. Like it's like if you're trading the 3-month chart, you're getting closer to buy and hold. Next up, we're gonna have the yearly. So pretty excited about Kicks trading the yearly.
He's going to be a boring value investor by the time he's like 36. Kicks, go ahead. And then I want to introduce kmoney.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, I can't wait to trade the yearly, but unfortunately on ETH and Bitcoin, that's not going to be possible till about like 2030.
Fair enough. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest that we normally don't have on the show because he's a West Coaster. So it's tough to have the timing line up.
I thought it was because we just didn't want him on this show, but okay.
He is the director of social video for NFT Now, a viral TikToker, also an MC, a master of ceremonies in residence at NFT Now, and the co-host of the NGMI podcast. kmoney, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on?
Yo, this is terrible. This is already off to a terrible start. Hey guys, thank you so much for having me. I was just mainly up here to just be like, hey, easy. I had a great time with you last night. You kind of snuck out my room this morning, didn't hear from you, so just kind of see what's going on there.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I don't have a good answer for you.
I was going to say I'd send kmoney the video link, but I'm pretty sure he's not wearing clothes right now, so it wouldn't work. kmoney, what events did you go to this week at NFT NYC?
Oh, dude, I went to like all 40 of the D-Gods events so far, and then the fucking Knock Amigos one, and then the 47th D-Gods event, and then the Clanosaurs one, and then a kid called Beast, and then Easy was trying to get me to go to Milady's, but I just told him I didn't feel like being a human sacrifice, so I I ended my night by not going to my ladies. What about you guys?
Nick, go ahead.
We just went to dinner. Pio and I. It was romantic. That was the extent of the evening. And then I went home. I went to sleep in my bed. Pio went home to his bed. So there was no sneaking out of each other's bedrooms. But your underwear is still over here, Pio.
Kmoney, great job at the NFT Now event with the stand-up and the comedy bits. Look, on this show, we typically discuss trading. We were talking about ETH's run. So, like, Nick. Go
Well,
ahead.
actually, I want to hear Kmoney's technical analysis of this situation. Can you tell us exactly sort of where you're thinking the price action deserves to be right now?
Dude, absolutely. Okay, if there's anything I know, it's technical anal. Okay, so here's the thing. Yeah, ETH is running because everyone was saying that, you know, they're like, oh, like $36 billion of ETH is like going to get unstaked and market dumped. So of course it's going to pump because at this point, whatever narrative people think is going to happen, it's just always the opposite of it. So that's literally the only reason why it's running. Also, if you look at the chart right now on like the 6-month chart, you can see a fractal inversion on the I don't fucking know what I'm doing, Nick. I got nothing.
Well, I think you were actually, your initial analysis was actually pretty solid, I think, there with the ETH staking. I did see an article. You can't get a media like anything in the media that's positive about crypto. Like, it's just not feasible. And the article that I saw today was ETH unstakes limited to $150 million in withdrawals a day or something like that. Excess money locked up, basically. And I'm like, okay, like that is actually interesting, though. That why is there that limitation? We don't have unfortunately any Ethereum blockchain experts here to articulate that. If you're
I thought Bunny was an expert.
Yeah, Bunny.
What's up?
Hey, thanks for joining, man. Really appreciate it. Love having you on. Do you want us to re-ask the question that we just asked? Or like,
I mean, I guess that's up to you. I heard it. I mean, if you want to run it back for everybody.
Okay, so moving on. Let's move on back to the show then. Appreciate it. Hey, Bunny, we always appreciate your contribution.
Wait, Bunny, where were you yesterday, dude?
Yeah, where were you? What the hell?
I was at the party. Where were you?
No, you weren't.
No, my wife ended up getting strep throat, so I had to stay home.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Shout out to Bunny's wife.
Hope she's
Is she feeling better?
Yeah, so if you were with us on Wednesday, you know, I mean.
He's like, that is contagious. Well, I wasn't with you, so I'm glad that we weren't making out that evening. Let's move on to the show.
Let's move on.
Anything else to say on the price action here? Look, I'll say shout out to myself for buying Solana. You're the real one, Nick. Great job. Always one of the best traders around. In terms of Ape token, relatively speaking, I feel like it hasn't had the same price action as even Solana. Solana's been a winner over Ape at this point in time. Easy, do you have any interest in buying Ape here? Like, what are you thinking? I mean, we're so high up the Bollinger Bands here. Is anyone making any entry points at this moment in time? No. The window has closed.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the 3-month candle to retrace back to the median. So I'm thinking that may happen like, June, July, maybe even August.
What's the median that you're looking for here?
Well, you just put me on the spot right here. Let me pull up ETH right here. I'm gonna get you the exact number. Now, of course, Nick, you do need to factor in that the trend line's going to change slightly over a 3-month horizon. But we're looking at like the 1500 level potentially. Let's look at the 1 month here. Yeah, I think we can go up to 2.3, and then maybe back down to 1850 best case.
1850 is your next entry point.
Yeah, if we go up to 2,300.
Well, my targets right now, in case anyone is wondering, is 2,200 and then 2,500. Those are the two levels that I'm watching. Does it matter? No. Did I miss out on life-changing wealth during part of this run? Yes.
Clemente.
Yeah, quick thing. I hope my Wi-Fi holds up. But Nick, you sold your ape when ETH was at $1,500. Turn it all into USDC, or did you hold some of that in ETH?
Let's not talk about that, Clemente. Moving on to the next subject.
That's an offensive question, Clemente.
Dude, that's just ridiculous. I mean, that's just insane, dude. I converted that bad boy into treasury bonds. 3 month treasury is getting that nice 6% yield. You know who's making that cash. Nifty Nick getting that government backed interest.
Yeah, you can get like 2 dinners like every couple of months in New York with that kind of return.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for investing $100,000. Yeah, I'll get like a couple dinners. So, NFT NYC takeaways. Is there any?
The NFT space is not as hot this year as it was last year. That's a takeaway. But people were interested in the DGods event, and I'd say they were interested in the Pudgy event. I left pretty early to the Pudgy event, but it seemed like people wanted to go. There was like a line outside and everything. And I mean, DGods events have been, I guess, the biggest hit, right? Am I wrong about that? Like, what's been the biggest hit?
Claynosaur's had a 500 line.
You said a 500 person line?
Yeah.
Yeah. People lined up at 6 p.m. It was like absurd. I think that was a pretty big hit. Pud hit. The DGods that went that day was all over the timeline because the winning team each gets a DGod. So literally just like, here's 20 grand.
I mean, I really think the biggest takeaway is like we're probably the most influential people in NFTs based on the party that we had. I saw kmoney was there. It was great seeing you there last night. Frank and the whole Pudgy team was there. It was great seeing Luca at that event. Vitalik had dropped into our party, so that was like pretty exciting to see him there. Gary Vaynerchuk.
Jeff stopped by. You see him? He was there for about 15 minutes.
Who?
We saw Sam Bankman-Fried.
We
He swung by.
SBF
He said he had to
came in.
go. He couldn't stay.
Yeah. He was talking about how they had recovered the over $7 billion and he was fully justified and it wasn't a Ponzi. Go fuck yourself, U.S. government. That was his thing. And then he just walked out. So that was what he articulated. I wonder how much of that money was recovered from Sam Bankman-Fried himself. Like when they were like, we recovered $7 billion and Sam had a large portion of that. I don't know what else to think from this one. You know?
It's tough to kind of think about what it'll be like next year because like last year was such a high. This year is like much lower, and then it's sort of like where does it go from here? That's what and especially as more projects go off and do their own thing. So one of the big catalysts, obviously, why it's small this year is because 8fest wasn't happening. I imagine they won't do anything around NFT NYC next year again. You've got Azuki doing their thing in Vegas, and just sort of all these projects going off to do their own events over their own timeline, which is in accordance with their roadmap. So it'll be interesting to see like can it still have like the same pull this year, or will another conference somewhere else in the world kind of take the spot? That's what I was thinking about, because there were definitely less people this year compared to last.
Well, I heard really good things about NFT Paris from literally everybody that went. Was like that was not just like good event, really good conference. And that's kind of the thing that like I think is still going to hold value too. Like I'm interested to see how VCon goes this year. If they shift from all like the Web3 heavy content to speakers and stuff. I'm obviously excited for Breakpoint because that's like hyper Web3 focused. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what people really do.
Well, it seems like I guess NFTs are dead. That was the conclusion from this one. So it was a good run, y'all.
It doesn't help that this conference isn't good, but like Easy said, the Paris conference is supposed to be significantly better. Signal, you went to the Paris conference.
I went to that.
Right?
It was amazing. The conference was amazing. Like, like there were obviously a couple of things they can improve on for next year, but in terms of like actually wanting to see speakers and hear what they have to say, the side events, the organization, it was just smooth. It was so easy. It was just like everything from like, you know, for example, with NFT NYC, they don't actually tell you what the satellite events are, right? You have to kind of like just go through all the projects, go through your network, ask your friends, what are you going to? While at NFT Paris, they just laid it out for you on a website. You're like, bam, right, this is what I want to go to. You RSVP, and it was just so easy and smooth. And then, you know, Paris is also a really small city, so just like running around to everything makes things so much easier. And they flew in the Americans. They were like, we're not messing around. We're flying in the big boys. They all came, you know, and then you had, and then like at the conference exhibition, it was absolutely huge, and it was just like tons to do and walk around. And yeah, honestly, one of the best. I'll definitely go back next year again.
Well, we'll have to think about checking that one out. This year in general has been like a really light travel year for us because we have so much going on. I don't even know if I'm going to be going to VCon, for example. It's hard to make a case to make me think that it's totally worth it. Look, we got this trending project, Outlaws. So our Discord, a lot of people in there had bought this one, traded it in and out since it minted. People are calling it the Western Azuki because of its art style. It's similar to
Y'all Zookies.
That's pretty funny. People are saying it's like, you know, copying Grant Young style, who I met at the event earlier this week. Very nice guy. They're revealing today, I guess, at 2 p.m. Eastern. The floor is 0.19 ETH, 1,400 ETH in volume since minting for 0.05 ETH on Wednesday. So 0.05 ETH mint. What's the supply on this? How many thousand on the Outlaws?
10K.
10K.
Wow. Wow. So legit haul for these. Bunny, it seems like you're dialed into this one. What do you think of this one?
Oh, I faded this. I thought it was a Jeremy Booth ripoff, actually, not a Grant Yoon. But yeah, that was the wrong call. So I'm sure it'll dump on reveal.
And do you think it'll have any? I mean, they made $1 million on the primary sale. That's insane. It was a
no, that is insane.
$1 million primary sale right now. Pretty crazy stuff. What do you think, Bunny? Is a buy, sell, or send it to zero, Bunny? What do you think?
Send it to zero. Yeah.
So you think it's just so you're taking the position against Nakamigos. You hate Nakamigos or something. You just keep saying death spiral for Nakamigos is starting.
It's coming. I mean, we're getting close to that 0.5 mark that I've been calling for a little bit. I don't know. I can't see this having any long-term viability.
Fair
it's time that you disclose that we created this and that we're just rugging the whole thing. It's time that you just admit it.
We made Outlaws, ladies and gentlemen. It was us. Thanks.
Well, Nick, you should also share that we also converted the ETH to Singaporean dollars.
That is true because why I don't know, but we just thought that it would be more convenient.
It was a political move. It was a political move. We're playing chess.
That makes sense. Yeah. So it's more of like we're dealing with some global instability, and we thought that was the best place to position ourselves after selling the Outlaws situation, after seeing the way that Nakamigos has been kind of just dragged into the geopolitical landscape. We thought that we'd move our money into Singaporean dollars. Excellent.
I like the art on this a lot. And there's actually some videos of like the artist, like how they actually designed and like hand drew it. Like, so there was a lot of effort put into it. It's not like lazy, but I think the core issue for me with this one long term is I think they're too noisy to be good profile picks. So I think that may stun its growth.
Fair. I mean, really all that matters, like, yeah, does the art matter? Yeah, but people need to feel like there's some sort of actual legitimacy. And Clemente, if you want to pull up Outlaws while we're talking about it quickly. And
I'm
also
on their website. It's like I actually like the website. It's minimalist. It's basic. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Some guy named Kevork, Kevork, is aggressively buying. He just swept 8 of them after sweeping like 10 of them moments before. 10 minutes ago, another 10. So there's a whale named Kevork who is just aggressively buying them. They are moving quite a bit at this point. like I said, all that matters is the legitimacy of them for the long term. Like we've seen people, for example, this reminds me of Saison that was generating some volume in the past few weeks.
How's that project doing?
I think it's actually kind of holding up. What's the floor on Saison? Saison's floor is 0.16 ETH right now, and it's got 3,763 ETH of volume. So there is like some holdup, even though they messed up the reveal. They sold the NFTs before they finished the art, which is just a legendary move in the NFT space. But it does seem that the art is now finished, and it's strong enough to hold a 0.16 ETH floor. Nick,
the worst thing you can do in this space is run a business. Literally, that's like the worst thing. The NFT ecosystem does not reward builders by and large.
Saison also had an airdrop that's doing like, it's at like 0.05. It's done like 200 ETH.
it's insane.
So they're actually doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's the Saison Zenith. I was in Saison at the time that happened, so got that airdrop, sold that. That's an ERC 1155 that's at 0.05 ETH floor.
Pio, if you're not familiar with it, Saison is also a phenomenal 3 Michelin star restaurant that I used to live across the street from in San Francisco.
Ooh.
And when I dined there twice, and it's important that I say that because it was that expensive to eat there that I need to get value for what was spent there. So shout out to Saison for allowing me a moment where I could actually utilize the absurd amount that it costs at the restaurant somewhere else in my life. Thank you for that.
Easy. What do you make of Outlaws? You know, do you think there's going to be any staying power? Like, what do you think about this?
So it's actually interesting. Most IRL events usually mark the top, but there's almost always a project that it just runs when like not everyone's hyperactive. Like for some reason, a project always tends to drop and go. A lot of people speculated that it was avatars. Some of those have done well, but it looks like it's Outlaws. Looks like Outlaws is the one that's decided to be the project that cooks while everyone else is at an IRL event. You know, I don't want to it personally. I'm not at all. I like Bunny send it to zero call. We'll see what happens on reveal.
What about Saison?
Dude, I think they just tried to do too much. Like, they had like a 4-part, and for me, it was like sometimes less is more. You know, like I kind of prefer when there's nothing that's like too crazy, and you just kind of get the picture. You know,
What's
This
the
had, like-
art style on these? Is it like an onion troll or what? What is it?
It's a cartoon humanoid is the category I would put
Gotcha.
it in.
Okay, cool.
Did you say an onion troll?
Yeah,
What does that mean?
That's honestly a good
Onion troll?
description of the art.
It is.
What does that mean?
It's
An
a head inside.
onion
What do you mean? What does it
troll?
mean? It's a head inside of an onion.
An onion troll.
this could be a new Pixar movie. I don't know. This may have legs.
Well, that was awesome.
I kind of like that art. It looks interesting.
I know, Nick. I told you all about it. You just never looked at the art until now.
Well, this one looks like shit.
Okay. An onion troll. Anyway,
Although it's a head inside of a flame as well,
it's kind of cool, right?
I guess.
So, Clemente,
Yeah, Nick, that trait's called a flaming onion.
Got it. Dude, hey, Pio, your buddy Matt came to the event last night.
Yeah.
And it was good to see him.
Yeah.
And this is maybe an inappropriate thing to say here, but I was like, have you guys been back to Ugly Baby? This Thai restaurant that we went to before with them. That was the first time I went there, was with them.
Yep.
And they're like, no, there's this other place that we like to go to. And Matt just immediately says, yeah, dude, it just makes me blow straight out my ass or something like that. And I was like, what? Like who? Like you're just casually having a conversation. I was like, when? Like who says that? Like in a conversation? You're like, I was like, okay.
Matt's not pretentious. He'll let you know what's going on, and clearly, Ugly Baby does not agree with his system. That would have been a more
no. Even the place that he's at now, I think is
the new place.
Yeah, he was just commenting on how hot the food is, and it like I don't know. I don't remember the exact phrase, but it was essentially that, and I'm like, what?
Matt will tell it to you like it is. I look. Well, this show's off the rails today. It's Friday, ladies and
No, I
gentlemen.
was looking at that art and I was thinking of the fire, and then I thought of that comment that Matt said. So that's my ADHD mind that connected the dots there. So
There
you're
you
welcome.
go. There you go. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the NFT morning show. It's a little bit looser today than it normally would be. We do the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Eastern time each and every week right here on Twitter Spaces. Also available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Look, we got a couple things to talk about. We got the top 7-day movers. So this is pretty juicy stuff right here. Adidas into the Metaverse, which now apparently can be burned into alts, ALTS, is up 84%, 2.7 ETH. I mean, it was at north of 1.5 ETH. I don't remember the all-time high. Maybe somebody else remembers it.
Tell me I still got these.
These went over 2. These went over 2. I remember, I'm pretty sure I sold mine close to 2, and they went over 2, like 2.15 or something. They absolutely cooked. And then they took so long to do anything, like so long, that everyone just sold, essentially. And then now there's moving again as we go into the burn.
Yeah, I mean,
I got it.
Okay, you should have sold it at 2 ETH when ETH was like $3,000 or $4,000.
Wait, no. Mine is, it says the current price is 0.614. Where are you seeing this?
I mean, we have literally just the 0.614 right there, 0.679.
What was 2 ETH?
This collection was 2 ETH at peak.
Oh, and now it's down. I thought you said it had pumped 80% to 2 ETH, and I'm like
0.7.
Oh, this is way less exciting.
Yeah. I was surprised by how excited you were. I almost thought it was a joke.
So, well, in hindsight, let's call it one. So is there an action you can take to burn right now?
Signal, do you have the deets?
Yes, you can burn your ITM and then you get the alts. And the alts will be the PFP, and then there's a more roadmap and more exclusive benefits for holders coming up. But they basically encourage everyone to burn. It doesn't look like they'll be driving any more value to ITM, and this is going to be the way forward.
What is that?
What was that noise? Oh, it was from the website. That's why. Okay, I was like, what?
Oh, I watched this video. This is a legit produced video. I saw it was pretty cool looking. And now they got this PFP. I mean, at least they're like continuing development. So, I mean, shout out to that team. That was actually, now that I look at that, I'm like, okay, that was a pretty simple animation.
I mean, you're supposed to remember, you are supposed to do stuff and work if you raise millions of dollars, which I think their mint price was 0.2 and they sold 20,000 of them. Am I right? With ETH at $3,000, $4,000. So they did okay. And then they took a year to send a tracksuit when they are a global like clothing conglomerate powerhouse. So I'm not ready to just be like, wow, they're really doing something here.
I mean, maybe their production's up. Like I'm thinking like productions, their supply chain is, so finely tuned that essentially they have no excess available utilization in their manufacturing process, basically.
Good call, Nick. That's what ChatGPT told them to say. Is that right there? Clemente, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm looking at their dashboard now. They made $15 million off of royalties.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And how much did they make off the primary?
Off the primary, if you do the math, call it.
You said it was 20,000 times 0.2 times 3,000. So that's $12 million there. So they've made almost $30 million.
I mean, look, ladies and gentlemen, what a time late 2021 was. And the expectations, I'd say, couldn't be lower. 30 million bucks. I mean, are you serious? And they're just like, yeah, nothing for a year and a half. It's pretty crazy. Easy. Are you sending it to zero? Are you buying it? What's going on with this one?
Dude, I don't know. To be like, the burns are interesting, I guess. Like, It just seems like they're just gonna mail it in again eventually. Like they did something, did nothing, got fudded, tried something new. It's endless loop, and we are.
What's
Gotta
up with
think
this
so.
what's up with this like image on the standby PFP? It has a very like Clone X feeling to it. I don't know. Hopefully it's not a 3D PFP. I just don't like 3D PFPs. That's my personal thing. But whatever, you know. Don't hate the player, hate the game, as they say, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting you to say right there. Anyway, we got another collection that I want to dig into. Fewocious Paint is up 37% to 0.54 ETH. Why? Why is it up?
It's about where I bought it. I think I bought it at whatever the high. I think I probably paid 1 ETH for it.
No, you bought the canvas or whatever the other thing is, the canvas or something like that. Signal, what do you make of this? I know you were a holder. I don't know if you still hold.
I'm still holding. It's been 84 years, and I still don't know what's happening. with
Outlaw
my
signal. Outlaw signal.
Exactly. It's like my paint's dry, man. It's like the kind of paint you find in the garage now that when you go in there, you're like, if I put this paint on my walls, it's going to give off asbestos or some kind of like bad chemical.
Your
It's been
paint
in my
needs to be
wallet for that long.
It needs to be restored, Signal. We need to bring a
Restored.
restoration team in.
You're like
That's what you-
shipping at the can, being like, this damn thing won't open, but I don't want to go through and get another fucking can of paint somewhere else. I'm too lazy
That's
to
exactly it.
use
So I'm
this.
stirring it. I'm going to stir it. Look, to be honest, like to give it to the team and like what Fewo is doing there, like this minted last year, it's held a price of like above 0.3, and it's kind of gone from 0.3 to I think even up to 0.7 or 0.8. It has some huge whales in it. Like Fewo's collectors, obviously, when it minted, bought tons of paint. They've been buying and selling that depending on where the price action is. You can't rush a good souffle. You have to let it cook in the oven, make sure like don't open the door. And we're seeing what Fewo is doing. He's like teasing these little pieces of like what's been happening. And I think at the end of the day, you just gonna have to trust the process on this one. Give it the team and Fewo time to deliver. When it comes out, it comes out. But like I like the direction it's moving. I think it's probably going to be one of the most interesting PFPs to come out in 2025. Sorry, 2024 or 2023, depending on when it drops.
And
But
to
yeah,
me,
I still like it.
Look, Signal, I think, isn't following Phil Collins's advice, which is that you can't hurry love, you know? And I think that's the situation. I think Fewocious talks about love in the animation there. And so I think, using that love and joy, you can't hurry that. You just have to wait.
To be fair, a couple things that this collection does have going for it is that it's by an artist and it's a pure play art project. And that artist, Fewocious, is actually being favored by the traditional art world, which is 1000% exactly what you want and need. You need basically an NFT artist to be a crossover hit because there's not enough liquidity just in the NFT space to support big market caps. So you need the artist to cross over and to actually be popular in the traditional art world, to get into museums, to have huge sales at auction houses, and Fewocious is at least on that trajectory. One thing to point out, the market cap of this collection is $7.2 million right now, just this collection. So that's not counting the market cap of other Fewocious pieces. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this stuff shakes out over time.
It is. And also, Pierre, we don't know what the burn mechanism will be. So we don't know how many paints or canvas, etc. you'll need to actually burn to then go and get the PFP. So I think those numbers can change quite dramatically as we go into it. But going forward, I do think it will be a collection that will be favored by the market and something that people will be excited for. I don't think this will be like a nothing burger. So I'm excited. Sit on my paint. It will come back. I'll restore it. It's going to be a good time.
And Camila Noguera, very talented artist in her own right, said that Fewocious is coming on Rug Radio today. So maybe some news is coming out, which in other words means insider trading on the project ahead of the news announcement. Typical NFT space. Something big's about to happen, ladies and gentlemen, and the insiders already knew about it, and they went ahead and took their positions. So you all should come in, buy the top, and be their exit liquidity on the project as it goes in the NFT space. Absolutely love this space. Last one. We were the insiders on this one. In other words, we just bought before other people, and I bought because Easy told me to, and he had literally zero proprietary information. He just made a good call. Captainz is now at 7.1 Ethereum. Hard to fade old Ray. I'd say right now, Luca, Ray, Frank, you can make a case for Gabe still, even post Super Bowl, Bored Ape Yacht Club. These are the names of NFT projects that people really think are getting it and understanding what it takes to make it in the space. Captainz is at 7 ETH. Easy, how high are Captainz going? What's the goal here?
I think 10 ETH. That's like my exit.
You've been
target.
saying that. You've been saying that.
That's like the one I'm like dead locked in on. It's just a huge mental number. Still have meme token, and a lot of I'm undervaluing meme token. Will go way over, which makes me even more confident in selling at 10. Like as soon as everyone says it's gonna blow past it, I'm like, I'm totally fine getting out. Even if it's like 9.8, that's fine with me. Like on that area, that's right where I want to profit on this.
And you have a potato also. Will you cut the potato too?
Yeah. Whatever. As soon as Captainz hits that, I think potatoes will get like 4 and be 5, and I'd be totally fine just exiting both.
Clemente.
The only question I have about the whole Memeland ecosystem is when they buy something, like they bought an Azuki last week, is buying it and posting it on behalf of Memeland. Like yesterday they tweeted out, hey, we bought 1,100 of these Jackie Chan open editions. Like, is that
Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Jackie Chan. Nice.
He can't even answer. He's just dying.
Clemente is laughing to like that's like a hungover laugh right there.
Yeah.
That looks like that's like unreasonable. You drank too much last night.
Yeah,
Clemente.
I wouldn't trade bodies with Clemente right now. Clemente needs to go to a sauna. And if anybody else is in the sauna with him, Clemente's going to get arrested for trying to intoxicate somebody else. Clemente, you smell bad right now, and I'm not even in your hotel room.
He just dropped from the stream too. He was laughing so hard that he left.
About the Jackie Chan drop. Thanks, Clemente. Thanks for that hard-hitting insight. Couldn't do the show without you, buddy.
I said it so confidently as well.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. All right. Next, it's going to be a John Claude Van. I'm surprised he didn't just go all the way John Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, Chuck Norris on that one. Anyway, Clemente, go. We'll bring you back. We'll stop giving you a hard time. What was the actual question? Now that you know that it's not Jackie Chan.
Who's buying these? Oh, wow. Like all these purchases that happen, like, are they just dropping?
Are your eyes watering?
I was no, but who, like, is the treasury just going ahead and buying?
I was crying. That those are tears from laughter.
I don't think it's a happiness cry either. I think it's
What? What do you mean?
It's a hangover anxiety tear that's coming out of his eye.
Oh God, I'm sweating. But yeah, question is who pays for this? Who pays for these Bruce Lee open editions? Is there like, hey, we're just gonna go ahead and deploy and get these 1,100 Bruce Lees for fun?
Well, I think there's a plan to it. I don't know. Easy. Do you have any insight on this?
To be honest, I have no. Like, so I've been tagged in this a few times, and I just don't really. They shared a teaser of it, said it's gonna be a 48-hour open edition. I think it closed last night, but I did not do any research into it. So for me, it was just like I saw the 9-gag buy from Memeland for 100 of them, and maybe they just give it back to holders. Like that's kind of what they just do. They just participate in the ecosystem and do giveaways back to holders for a lot of. So we'll see what they do with it, but I have no exposure to it. I don't like know enough about it to be honest.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. It does seem like Ray knows what he's doing. Obviously, they have capital. So those were the biggest runs to the upside in the NFT space. We have 4 collections here pulling back. First one, we talked about this yesterday, Sappy Seals to 0.56 ETH. I mean, you know, easy to you. What's like the value prop of buying a Sappy Seal? I think you gave a target yesterday. I don't know, about 0.5 or something like that. You said 0.45.
I said sub 0.6. They look good. So even right here, like just because they kind of range from here to like 5.9. And that's just kind of how we've seen them trade. So the value prop is just hyperactive founder, really present on social, continuing to try to do something with the project and has really just kind of not promised anything. They just released a vision map, but has delivered stuff. So they've been sort of working on this game. I believe they have a pixel and then the meme machine. And like they just have a really strong community on social media that's hyper present on like post seals, which helps. But then at the same time, like in this market, there's only so much liquidity, and a lot of it seems to only funnel to like very siloed things. So until there is a catalyst, it's tough to really see like where that runs to, you know. But it's because Wob's hyperactive.
And then we got RENGA pulling back to 0.63. Damn. Damn. This one, I feel like you have to. I mean, look, the only hope for RENGA is for Dirty Robot to be like Fewocious style, adopt or, you know, accepted by the traditional art world. If you see a RENGA or an Art of Seasons or a one-of-one piece by Dirty Robot sell at auction from a traditional auction house at a high price, then I think you can see a pump. Other than that, you would need a collab. So if Beeple does a collab or 10KT, well, I mean, I know they already did the 10KTF thing and everything, but I mean, you got floors. Like I'm going to share my screen real quick. You got floors that are, I think a lot of people would consider serious RENGAs right here. And that's just at floor. You can just buy this right now at the floor. You know what I mean? And if, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just listening, it's like a pretty sick RENGA, in my opinion, where he's like holding a rose. It's just a good NFT.
I mean, I just
Nick
want to
hates
frame it. I just want to frame it, you know, and put it in the Louvre.
No respect from Nick, ladies and gentlemen. No respect. All the artists in the crowd are, their stomachs are turning listening. Actually, no, there's probably artists in the crowd
looking
that are
at this being offended.
Yeah, they're like, I deserve the success. Anyway, Easy. What do you think about RENGA? Any hope for RENGA?
I don't want any exposure to RENGA. It's not like the art's fine, but to me, there's what's next. They NKTF, I guess, burn mechanic, which that they were speculating for a while, and that didn't really cause any run up. So like, really, what's next? You know, that's kind of how I look at it. Like, what's going to be the next big catalyst for the? I don't have an answer. So, do I want exposure? Probably not. Why? There's a cat and a dog. Sell for?
They probably sold for a lot.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the one of ones in the collection, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like a 15 ETH sale 7 months ago. Looking pretty good right now for sure. Whoever sold that, good call. What else we got here? We got the dog right here. This was a 22
I like the
ETH
dog.
sale.
I like the Transformer too. That car one right next to it.
Oh, that's cool. And that
Yeah.
one sold for 20 ETH. So everybody that made those sales is happy. Everyone that bought them is probably kind of questionable. Here's a Pixel one. This one sold for 20 ETH. Signal, what do you make of RENGA?
It's in strange territory right now with this pricing. I wouldn't be a buyer here. I would prefer to be in like Jack Butcher's ecosystem if I'm looking at this price range. There's just, I don't know, there's nothing exciting where I'm like, I really want to be in that community. I'm also not in that community, so I don't know, like I can't really comment on the sentiment of it. But you know, it's tough times right now, and people are very cautious with where they're putting their ETH. And you don't always have to be in the market right now. Sometimes being in the market is just being on the sidelines, waiting for ETH to go up. If like 99% of projects will not outperform ETH on this run. Okay, so you're probably better off being in ETH than being in an NFT project. And if you're going to be in one, then, you know, let's hope it's actually going to go up and outperform ETH. So that's how I'm looking at projects right now. So do I think RENGA at this moment, with what they have, will outperform ETH? Probably not. So I'd rather just keep my ETH on the sidelines, let ETH do what it's going to do its run, and I'm very happy with that position. So I'm not buying too many NFTs to hold right now.
Fair. Nick, any closing thoughts on RENGA? Nothing from Nick.
I mean, dude.
All righty. There you have it. A Kid Called Beast pulled back 0.17 or 17% to 0.75 ETH. I did not know that this thing was still so high. What do we make of this one? That's still high. That's crazy.
They had a good event last night. That's where I ended up after Clonosaurus. I was pleasantly surprised. Decent crowd. Good time. For some Lamborghini SUV parked inside, which was something, I guess. good use of capital. Yeah, but you have to remember that I think they hit like 3 ETH all-time high, so pretty hard.
Yeah,
You
that
also
is.
got to remember their founder's better looking than you. He has more money than you. You know, the whole nine. I forget the rest of it.
Yeah, you know what he said. It's a $15 million market cap on that project right now. Which, you know, that's a 9,600 supply, a 0.75 ETH floor price, ETH at about $2,100. That is a $15 million market cap. Nick, what do you make of a kid called Beast?
I mean, again, I don't. Dude, I like tweeted. I called him one of the best founders in Web3, and then
Why did you do that?
Immediately, I started getting DMs from people being like, "Do you understand what's going on here?" I just don't want to get involved in the drama, but let's just say it sounds sketchy.
Okay. Do you think the price action is sketchy?
I mean, it's not that expensive, dude. I could just care less about this project.
Fair enough. Last one, Deadfellaz down 13% to 0.3 ETH. Clemente rocked the Deadfella for a long time. What do we think of the current state of affairs with Deadfellaz coming up on a 2-year anniversary of their release later this year? 0.3 ETH floor, 10,000 piece collection. Looks like the Dead Friends are at 0.03 ETH right now. Nick, any thoughts on Deadfellaz?
Clemente is talking, but he's not on stream, so that doesn't. How's that hangover going, Clemente?
No, I feel phenomenal. Deadfellaz, I sold mine just because I don't know. The big thing for me was communication. Like I just felt like I didn't really know what was going on or what was being worked on. Like, yeah, I didn't feel like that they had like something exciting coming up that I had to look forward to. So yeah, I sold it at like 0.45 ago and haven't looked back since.
Yeah, I mean, Dead Friends being at 0.03 at 11,000 supply collection, it's tough. I think it's unclear what the value prop is of the collection. Easy Signal, anything to add on this on Deadfellaz?
Dude, I had a huge Dead Friends bag at that one point. And
luckily, a year ago.
Yeah. And luckily got an exit pump that basically broke me even, maybe a little bit of profit because that was tough. Nick got a 1 of 1. Never forget. But it's just tough to know. Like,
sold it for $40,000. I crushed that ecosystem. I mean, that was just like I got the best trade ever out of. I think there was one higher sale than mine. So I had the second highest sale on that collection.
And
so
you complained that you were not the highest sale. I won't forget that because you had sold yours, then the person sold the higher one shortly after, and you were mad that you missed out on like $1,000.
Yeah, but I also remember people were like telling Nick he was basically a loser for selling for almost 50 grand. And it was that point in the market where there was so much euphoria that people were sort of like thought that selling for 40 or 50 grand like wasn't a good sale. And it's just so crazy to look back at that and just think like the greed, the euphoria, the bullishness of the market that is considered a bad trade. So Nick, like, dude, congratulations, that was awesome. Like second highest sell, incredible.
Very nice. We can't see it. I wanted to actually see it in all its glory, but because the what you sold was an ERC 1155, Nick, is what you sold. I think. And so I'm pretty sure.
So,
yeah.
For 16.5 ETH.
There it is. There it is right there. That's the transaction. That's it right there. Nick's vault legacy. Nick's got so many vaults. 16.5 wrapped ETH. Nick clicked the button and it was right. And look, a couple higher. Look at these sales. 30.
Holy shit.
Oh my God. Those are bad buys. Very bad.
What was the ETH at that point? Like 3K?
Well, we can check that 30 ETH one, Clemente. Right click on the 1 year ago, copy the link address, paste it to the top. Let's look at this Ether scan. I got to know the dollar amount.
You don't need to paste it. You literally just click on the link.
I know, but it's going to take him to a new window, buddy. And so we won't be sharing. Next thing, you just click on the link. Yeah, I know, but we had to have it on the screen. So let's look at the US
loads in
dollar
a new tab. Aren't you sharing the whole window?
Look, we got
Is this NFT Nyc's one though?
technicality Nick. No, this is someone that actually did even better than Nick miraculously.
No, this is 16.5.
Oh, this is
Clemente,
Nick's.
go back.
So right
Clemente,
there,
go.
click on that
That's 34K.
16.5, and is that that's the 35K? No, that Nick, I thought it was 45K.
48.
48K. Wow. NFT Nick, ladies and gentlemen, 48K on the day of the transaction for a dead friend that now has a 0.03.
That paid for this 3-bedroom, baby.
Kinda. Part of it.
A small fraction of it.
That's not a small fraction. It's considerable. Hey, look, ladies and gentlemen, we got through the show today. Lost voices, Bushwick nights, late nights, hangovers, miladies, all that stuff. Nick, any closing thoughts, buddy, on this Friday, the week of NFT NYC?
No.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Look, we do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Eastern time. There's usually a little bit more vibrance, but it was a very tough evening here last night. So look, ladies and gentlemen, check us out on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere. We'll be back on Monday. We'll have a free NFT on the show on Monday. You already know. We will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening, and have